Hitting go live now.
Well, alright then. I just killed us. I know. Hey.
Well, alrighty then. We're live.
Yes.
How is everybody? How's Sam today?
Yeah. Haven't done much today because I've had to do real life stuff.
Have you been hiding in your cave?
No. I had to leave the cave, go to a shop, make said food, do some...
Oh.
You know, when you got a to-do list, then the things that... Yeah. One of those kind of days. And then you're staying up until 4 or 5 a.m. just to do the stuff that you were meant to do in the to-do list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, welcome back everybody. It's time to talk about another episode of Lower Decks because that's what we do here.
That is what
15 of you here and only 10 likes. So disappointed. Hit the like button, guys. Yeah, we're talking about season 4, episode 8, Caves. Because we get a lot of caves in Star Trek. And they're all so well lit. I don't know if you've noticed. Caves aren't well lit in real life. Just saying.
But space caves, though. Have you ever been to a space cave? Have you ever seen footage of a space cave? You have not, Stuart. Show me evidence that space caves aren't
Star
bright.
Trek. I've seen them on
Those
Star
are
Trek.
sets, not space caves.
Oh. Well, that just takes away all the fun.
No, space caves, more fun, Stuart. More fun.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. We're going to have a lot of cave talk today. And there's nothing wrong with that. We caved in. Oh, the cave puns. We're like cavemen with our jokes. No. Are cave jokes better than dad jokes? I don't know. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Ray Ricks, Captain Caveman. Yes, that was a good cartoon. All right. Well,
How are you, Stuart? Let me throw it back at you.
Oh, I'm fine, I guess.
Cool. Are you
I'm a
excited
little tired.
about tomorrow's Trekyards anniversary?
Yes, we got some awesome people coming in to chat with us.
And what's nice is that it isn't about being like, look, special guest starred, da-da-da. It's about, hey, let's come celebrate us. And we happen to have some very, very legendary guests. Because it's for you guys to celebrate us guys, to celebrate our achievement of this channel over 9 years of constant Saturdays at the very least. Constant!
Every Saturday for 9 years.
It should set us that, you know, we've beaten Picard, we've beaten TNG, Voyager, you know, all the shows in terms of years. You know, we've sat at these desks more days than any of them did any of their jobs.
It's true, yeah. And a lot of content.
And we get to 11 years, we've been at the job longer than both a TNG cast and an Enterprise cast put together. Or 12 years.
Yep. We have way more episodes and probably way more airtime than any other shows, so.
Read them and weep, eh? Trek, Star Trek, with your only 600 episodes. Yeah, talking like 3,000.
Yep. So, today we're going to be talking about an episode of Caves, because we're going to do that. We've got a clip show that's not a clip show, but it's a clip show, but with new clips, which is how you should do a clip show.
Or at least more so.
A flashback show, maybe. Yeah.
I'm going to start sharing.
Share away, then I can talk to these fine people. All 22 of you, and tell you to hit the like button because we have 15 likes. We want to get more, obviously. I'd like to get to 50, obviously. So hit that like button if you haven't already. And yeah, you can help the channel in many ways. Hitting that like button is one of them. Or you can join the channel. There's a join button down there, which will be part of our fleet video, which will be at the end of all of our edited content. You can have your name there, up in lights, as it were, serving on a ship. That's what you want to do. You know it. Or you can head on over to Patreon/Trekyards as well. That's another way to help us out. Or super chat in. Super chat during a live. Let us know your thoughts, feelings, have a question for us. We do read them all and we do address them all. So please consider super chatting. And, you know, if you watch an edited video, which we do lots of, hit the super thanks button, because it's like a super chat, but it's for the past. It's a past thing we've done, not a live. So interesting. Super chats, super thanks, they all help out. As do clicking the links down below and checking out the Teespring and the TeePublic store. Lots of great Trekyards merch there. And hopefully you guys will be excited to see that and pick some up, because we would like to see you wearing some Trekyards merch. That would be awesome. Cave floors are always so flat. Yes, and such big spaces too. They're never like crawling, like confined through things, much like real spelunking. So yeah, that's one of the things with the caves, that there's always plenty of room, unlike real caves.
I'm back.
Oh my God, he's back. He's back, guys.
Everyone had to be alerted by my presence. So Stuart, we are nearing the end of the season. I'll ask you a brief question before we get going. Did this episode continue, develop, or add layers to the season-wide arc that the Lower Decks have been building this year? How have we progressed it? No? What do you mean, no?
It didn't do anything for the season arc.
Oh!
And again, no T'Lyn. I want to hear T'Lyn's cave stories.
Well,
why wasn't she involved?
I mean, that would take away from the fact that it was the four main again. That would sort of dilute the point of the episode, wouldn't it?
Especially Tendy's story, yeah.
Especially Tendy's story. Or they could say, "What are you doing on Starlight T'Lyn?" And she's like in a bunk, like.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, T'Lyn. That was a top tier contribution there.
So yeah, it was a. It's not a filler episode by any means.
Well, how do you feel about not even addressing one iota of the overall season arc with 2 left?
I have no problem, because I know that the following 2 are going to be very much influenced by that main plot. So it's just something that we have to deal with, unfortunately.
Now, did the first episode start, or did it end with the alien ship?
The first episode?
I think it ended and then episode 2 started with the alien ship?
Yes. Yeah, episode 1 ended with it. Episode 2 started with it.
So from episode 1, they set up this mystery story and then have not done anything with it?
No. Yeah, pretty much.
So I would consider them to have done nothing with it. At this level of development, I think they've done nothing with it.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to the scene where they talk about how they're destroying 8 different alien ships. Like, very strange. I almost felt they should have introduced it in episode 5, because if it was a half season arc, that I think would have been really good, because each episode a new attack, culminating in the final one.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a bad precedent to do first episode and it's just not there. Or if every episode they'd made the same joke, which is every Lower Decks crew and every alien race we know, like 10 alien races, that would have been fun. It's like, oh, who are we going to see this week? And then those jokes keep, they kind of did until they stopped. That would have been fun.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think of the episode, though?
No, I love hearing you first, Stuart, because you're the captain. Captain's prerogatives.
No, you just like to cheat off my work and see what I say.
I have no original thoughts. What do you think of season 4, episode 8, and how do you feel in retrospect and second or third watch, etc.?
It's all right. It's enjoyable enough. Bite-sized little mini stories. It's okay. I love seeing a few aspects like the Vendorians back and hearing Levi's conspiracies. So that was a nice little contained thing, which I really enjoyed for multiple reasons. Bringing back an animated series Alien. The Rutherford baby thing was all right. I mean, it is all right. But to use the tricorder to like initiate a translation thing was kind of neat, considering the creature that they were dealing with. So I like that aspect of that one. That was really cool. And Mariner working with Delta Shift. We got to see more of the Delta Shift guys, which was, again, cool. Again, they got their doppelgangers. You got the Rutherford guy that has an eye patch instead of an implant. And you got the Boimler with the broken leg. And you got the other... Was that the other... Like the Mariner?
Yep. That was no 10 yeah.
Yeah. So again, getting to learn some more about Delta Shift, and it was like a couple episodes in one almost. which was kind of neat. And then also the cave creature. I've eaten many people in this over the years, but I've never made a friend. Ah, the cave moss. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. It had some interesting aspects to it, and it's one of those ones that it's not. I'm not going to seek out to watch it, like I say, but when it's on, I'll definitely watch it. I won't skip it or anything. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it. It didn't necessarily get better on subsequent viewings either. Uh,
That's always the question. Does it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it maintained the norm. Like it was the same across all my viewings. And as we've said, I mean, Lower Decks has a pretty high standard, a pretty high bar that it reaches, and it just as usual met it, no problem. It didn't exceed it in any way or do anything really super special.
Now,
so
do you think now 4 seasons in that the high bar they reached in seasons 1, 2 is now playing against it?
Maybe, yeah, a little bit. But like we said, even bad episodes of Lower Decks are fantastic, and they're not bad at all. So they're just not hitting. Like I remember being super impressed, like episode on episode for season 1, and yeah, once you achieve like that's what people expect from you, it's hard to, do something unique and different every time. So,
and
this was kind of
it is unique and it's different, but it doesn't necessarily all come together.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say, it is unique and different in the fact that it is like a clip show, but with stuff we haven't seen before. And all, except for Tendy's story, all of them have been since the promotions. So it's not like from years ago, it was recent, all this stuff, so which is quite interesting. So, but what did you think about this episode?
I think I liked it more second watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you hear the same things from me a lot of these times, without the expectations or waiting for something cool to happen, you can just enjoy the moment to moment. Because there is no ride here, right?
Yeah.
There is no roller coaster. It keeps a gentle pace. There's a few strong joke moments that hit both viewings, but it's meant to be dull. Right? In a way, it's 100%, it's a 92% cave episode, which means no visual variety of any kind, which affects it, obviously. It's 100% dialogue and little gags. Each plot is a very Star Trek trope, but each one needs a new setup, a new middle, and a new payoff, which means you're kind of resetting the bar each time. So it's basically 4 shorts, right?
Yeah. Well, my thought was, and this I wondered this last night, does it seem to you like some of these might have been story ideas for standalone episodes that they just didn't have enough to flesh out an episode? But they're like, okay, I like the idea. Let's include it in this one episode so it's not wasted. Because I think that that might be something that if I was making a show, I'd want to try to do, because they're good ideas on their own, but just not enough to fill out a whole episode or be like a B story.
That's a super interesting point, actually. Yeah, I don't think any of them would have been a successful A plot.
No.
But absolutely, if they just I don't think this season they happen to have ideas. I think you might be right. They just had a sketchboard of sketchpad ideas over the last 4 years and kept some. That's an interesting point, which might be also why they feel like successful clips, because they might have been ideas from earlier seasons.
Yeah.
In a very sort of meta abstract way. There's a connection there. No, I think it probably isn't, because they need to make a cheap episode and whatever. But conceptually, I think that's a good idea, because my favorite is the time dilation.
Yeah.
Thing that's really creative, and the way they handle it is really nice.
That's very Star Trek.
Very, very Star Trek. Yeah, that I think could have been a larger plot of the 4. Like I would not have cared to have seen a pregnant episode. Sorry, that was not intriguing enough. That was the end helped for me, but that was okay. But the time thing was really fun, because I've never seen that exact plot before. Especially as you can imagine, you could do, jokes within jokes. If you have to jump down from the young thing to the old thing, and then what's the...
Yeah, I considered that too.
There's a whole lot of stuff you could do with that. Or can you throw a rope and the rope degrades, and you could have a lot of fun with it, right? Because especially if you make it not a cave, but yeah, say a temple, right, with more interesting dynamical stuff, you could have it be literally the whole plot is we can't get 20 foot forward. That's the whole episode, right? Like, that 20 foot is death. So how do we work out it across one room? But because the room is engaging and maybe taking Indiana Jones approach, so it's a temple where there's traps, and that's the big trap, and you know what I mean. You could pad that into quite an interesting, like, the whole episode was getting to one side of the room to the other. When you stop and think, that's all it was. But play it in a big way could be really fun. But it isn't. Okay, so I did enjoy it. It's an enjoyable episode. Everyone does good. I like seeing everyone say things. I like to give everyone an A story, because there's no B story. There's in essence it's 4 small A stories. They all got something. Mariner's very internal reference of like, I hate caves, and like the joke they're doing through her, which is good. The meta commentary of the rank structure was really nice, because of course, yes, their lives are going to change. I like addressing it. It's smart, it's logical, it's nice, good for them. A lot of stuff works here, but you need a lot of the episode to really work for it to come together. And we said this with the Prodigy episode, which had 4 origin stories, where they were all very different quality to us personally. We didn't like them all the same way, and so that you could just skip. If you personally say, I'll skip 5 minutes an episode, oh dear. This one, they were all closer in quality, and I think better than that episode in general. But there were more highs probably in that one because the visual was more ambitious, right? Yeah, it's another solid episode. But will you remember this in 5 years or 3 years?
Yes, I will, because of the episode title. It was called Caves.
That is true. That is easy.
And it was all in a cave. It was all cave stories except for Tendies. Yes. That's just funny. So yeah, it's got that going for it. It's got enough of a hook that it'll be memorable for that reason. And every time you see a cave in like Voyager or TNG, you're gonna be like, it looks the same.
And not a direct parallel. Maybe it's like Masks. You remember the name, you remember the concept, because it's so standoutish, right? This is also a standoutish that they just all in a cave.
Yeah.
And again, I had no idea what the episode was called until we did our review, because of course I don't see the names. So you're one saying, this episode's Caves. I'm like, is that the name? It's like, yes. Oh. Okay. Sure thing, boss. Sure thing.
Yeah.
But I liked it more second time, because I didn't expect anything. I could just enjoy the ride. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, we got some comments. So Chuck
Yes.
A, NG Fanatic, member for 43 months at the rank of lieutenant.
Amazing.
Says, next week, Los Angeles bound for Captain Foley. Have a great trip, Stuart. I like this episode. It also should be great final 2 episodes. Yes. Oh, and I got some good news, by the way. My Tomy Enterprise arrived today. Not at my house, obviously. At my friend's house in Michigan.
I didn't realize they sent
so I'll have.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, they started sending them out October 6th. So I'll have to arrange to get that after we're back from LA. So.
Damn, you can rail on it in person. I mean, you can love it in person.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on. Ray Ricks, 10 pounds. Fun episode. While not filler, definitely filler adjacent. I agree, though. Clips are the best done when they tell new stories or add additional context to past stories, a la Tendy's story. Yeah, I love when a flashback or a clip is adjacent to something else, because it fleshes out more of that episode. So, yes, I think that was great.
Except, did it?
No.
Yep.
Not in this case.
Didn't add anything. And I was really excited actually when they went to that, but I didn't really add anything.
Yeah. Olivia Julius, $2.
Thank you.
Sam, I'm saving my money for the Trekyards coming up.
That's fair.
That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so tune in, guys.
That is fair. I know. I'm eagerly waiting the fun. No, it's always fun. It's good because, as we always say, guys, join us for the Trekyards tomorrow. Help us drink early, because then we'll be tipsy for the start. It's more fun.
And
also fun
we'll have guests joining us.
Yeah.
Should we throw out some names?
One $5 super chat. We'll throw out some names, guys. These are heavy hitters, and Nick Cook.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He doesn't even have to join now. We got other people now.
I just think it's funny. Heavy hitters and Nick. Love Nick.
So you guys get your questions ready for our guests too. You can
all
ask them
37
stuff.
of you turn up. because Drunk Yards is going to be a ton of fun, but like I say, $5 super chat, which is not. I mean, come on, guys, this is a live Trekyards, but we'll let you know who's going to be there. Definitely worth turning up. Definitely worth turning up.
For every $5 super chat, we'll tell you one person.
Yes.
There's at least 4.
Yes. 9 years. Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make sure that we do, because I know we want to do it in America next year. Maybe we should make sure we go to all the people we know and do like a 10-year anniversary interview clip and get just slew of people for a 10-year video, like originally we did.
We can do that when we go to Vegas in August. We can meet a lot of people and do that.
But just how many showrunners, how many writers, how many producers? Just like, God, keep going. Wow.
Olivia Julius throws in $5. Coming soon to Sam's head, Olivia the Hangover.
Yeah, I was still drunk late into the night last time. I remember because we stopped a little bit early, so I was able to drink a lot of water after. But I remember I was going to bed. I was like, oh, the world is not spinning. Good. Let's try and sleep now.
The Stanleys, no. And Mark Lawrence throws in $5. I'm a bit tapped because of the thing, but here is a $5. All right, I'll tell you one person.
Okay.
Aaron Walke will be joining us. That should be great.
That is Mr. Prodigy himself.
Mm-hmm.
Lead writer of season 2. You'd like to have seen season 3. New father. Lovely little baby girl.
The ironic thing, we'll be talking to him on Saturday, and then I'll be seeing him in person on Tuesday. We're going to go out for dinner.
And I've got a meeting on Monday, so literally seeing us 3 times in 4 days. What are the chances? I know! Busy week.
Matthew Lebner, $20. Wanted to wish you both a happy anniversary tomorrow. Will not make the live, but wanted to publicly
make it. No, see if you can make it. Seriously, it's worth it.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
But wanted to publicly thank you both for all your behind-the-scenes people who make the channel fantastic. See you both in Vegas. So for 20, should we just tell them all?
Yeah, I mean, you can say another one. I mean, yeah.
All right. Another one would be Dave Blass will be joining us. Yeah.
Who's that, Stuart? Because I know who it is. But...
Dave Blass, what was his title specifically? Production designer?
I assume so.
Yeah. On Picard season 3, he was one
and
of those. And 2, and was responsible for the Enterprise D Bridge, among a lot of other things.
A lot of other things.
He will be joining us as well.
He's a large reason why season 3 is so good, and a large reason why season 2 happened.
Yeah.
As in, he did a lot of clever budget things. First time on the channel. We've known him for a while now.
Yeah. He thought it was an interview. He's like, "What is this going to be about?" And I'm like, "It's just a hangout, just for to celebrate 9 years of Trekyards. We want you to stop by." And he's like, "Sure, I'd love to."
We just talk about us. Well, Picard, just talk us.
Yeah, and you guys can ask them anything when you're here, kind of thing. So
it is super chat questions, as you can imagine. But lead writer. I mean, we've never had Aaron or Dave live, so live questions. Like I said, Matthew's make it.
Yeah. The other two guests we have coming, we have had on live though. So
yes, it's a very filled day, which will be hilarious. Obviously, we get more drunk, they stay sober, so that'll be interesting.
Olivia Julius, $5. Is it me? Am I coming? Dang it, I'm not. Oh well, Sam, feel my wrath. The wrath of Olivia.
See, I feel like if Olivia came to a drunk yards at your house once, she'd come with 2 bottles of vodka and a stack of money. And she says, "I've done the math." And I'm like, "Oh," and that would be the play. And it's just.
And she'll say, "Pour out one shot glass. The shots for Captain Foley. The rest of the bottles are for Sam."
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So another 5. Do you want to say another person that's coming? Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah. You're the organizer of this.
Sean Ferrick from Trek Culture.
That was my guy first, but yes.
Oh well, sorry. I was just in order that they'll probably be around.
I was joking that you organised it, but I organised that one, so it's just funny. Yes, we like Sean.
So Sean Ferrick will be making an appearance, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just one more, at least one more. There might be more. We don't know.
In fairness, if I'd known how much success we would have had, I might try to book someone else. Because we do know other people, but. The good karma of going so well. It's a hell of a lineup. So
yeah, and they'll each have their own time. I don't think we'll have them on at the same time to overtalk each other.
Yeah, and I can imagine some of them might want to share screen time, but we know how busy that gets very quickly. And each one should get their own time. Yeah, because they're all celebrities in their own right? They're all personalities with their interests, and I always I always feel sad when there's a convention panel. And there's 4 actors, and 3 get the questions, or 1 gets the questions, and it's like the person beside who's in 3 episodes is like.
Yeah. And lastly, before we get into the review, Olivia throws in $5. I can't do drunk yards. I live in a semi.
But I mean, you can come up to Stuart's house and park.
Yeah.
Would the truck fit outside your house? That'd be hilarious, actually.
Probably somewhere.
But I mean, I just think it'd be funny just to walk up with just 2 boxes of booze and cash and like math.
Yeah.
All
right. You want to announce the last person?
Yes. We also have our legendary, classic friend Doug Drexler of the Drexler fame, who started out our Trekyards journey with us, who has also done 2 lives with us. Or just 1, maybe 2, definitely 1. And he will laugh. He will tangent. He'll talk about his bird.
Beaky.
These things will happen. But yeah, turn up, guys. This is a really good slew of people. And we're not like promoting this as a big deal. Like, this is like the Trekyards family. If you guys turn up,
yes,
this will be really fun for you guys. All those watches tomorrow to know. Yeah.
And Matthew Lebner, in honor of the anniversary, has gifted 5 Trekyards memberships. So we'll welcome Don, Power or Ranger Power, Sean O'Sullivan, Sean O'Neill, Eric Sween, and Rosemary Burt. Welcome to the channel at the rank of Ensign.
Well, that's excellent.
It is indeed excellent. Now I got to update somebody on that information.
Well, might get some members tomorrow, Stuart, with our celebrity lineup. But we start off, Stuart, with, and I laugh at this every.
On. We can't start off yet.
Okay then.
We got another super chat from Olivia of $5. I can't go to Canada. They banned trans fats, and I'm trans and fat. Oh my god.
It's kind of a good joke.
It is a good joke, but
I'm laughing at nervousness. This is a good joke. I think I meant to laugh at that. So
yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so we start off with a good gag. I think every goddamn planet is the same planet recolored.
Yes.
And that's funny to me. I enjoyed that as a joke because it's very in keeping with the theme.
Mm-hmm. But we find out that they're all reunited to go down on this mission together to study Moss.
Right, they're going down together?
And it's in a cave. I'm not going to go there. But they, since they're promotions, they don't really get teamed up now. And that's a point that a lot of people have been making. We got new pairings, as we've been seeing, which is interesting. But again, I really wish T'Lyn kind of would have been involved in some way, or at least mentioned. But yeah, and I love the beam in too of I hate K.
Well, yeah, I imagine that at a certain point, you're so accustomed to the tech that you're just going to have conversations and not even think about it, right?
Yep.
How many things do we do an average day that just like, yep, you should really just stop at talking? But I know some couples, if one goes to the toilet and is peeing, they still talk through the door. You'd think you'd stop, but at a certain point, you can just do it anyway. Well, it does allow for films when they can do 2 scenes. Anyway,
me and Sylvia do that all the time.
Yes.
And there is no between the door. The door's open. So.
Oh. But this is actually, it's an interesting little scene because you don't really realise how the core 4 hasn't been the core 4 for a long time now. Now,
yeah.
4 people is a lot. There's not normally 4 as the hero characters for one episode, so it's not unusual. Certainly season 1, it was Boimler and Mariner mostly, so we often felt the lack of the other 2. So it's not, don't always need 4, but it did had a nice vibe of, yes, the whole team together, very classic. That was nice. Mm-hmm. And the cave gag. I kind of thought from the first beam in they were going to go deep dive and actually have the cave be the Farpoint alien. So I kind of thought the shape of the beam in had that curved walls of Farpoint. I thought that was going to be the twist at the end, that they beamed the Farpoint alien, but just caves. But just
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Well, that one room they go in with like the kind of like the ramp up, and you see it a few times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you do.
Like the one from Ryza, from the and they're looking for the ox, whatever it's called.
Utat?
Yes, and she's and I love the line here of all caves kind of look alike, don't they? When in reality, even on Earth here, there's many different kinds of caves and geology, so they all look quite different. They all look alike, you know why? Because they're all black. But again, Star Trek caves are well lit, so
yeah, I mean,
there's that.
At least they do kind of a lip service the light from Rutherford's face, and the fact that as soon as they hit the green stuff, it does light the room. So they do quickly go into that. But it would have been nice they all beamed in like the Voyager style hand lights.
Yeah.
That'd have been a nice touch. I mean, since they can pull phasers out there literally out their asses, they could do lights if they wanted to. But I do like the intro. They definitely, they as the writers know, we have to hit the joke straight on the head so that the audience is in on it with us from moment one, because we're going to go straight into the second and third and fourth plot. So I like it's established. I think it does also put it in your head as an audience member, look out for the same set.
Yeah.
Because we're using the same set. And if this episode does equate to we've saved $200,000 to put towards the next episode, worth it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's often the case. But sometimes those bottle episodes can be some of the best ones. They have to be creative. And this is definitely a creative use of no money.
Yeah. And they hit a bunch of tropes right off the bat. Like, they're always full of creepy creatures, and sometimes you get stuck under rubble, and there's never communications.
That one was used a few times.
And 1/3 of our missions are in caves.
Yep.
It was kind of fun, actually. But yeah. And then, of course, there's a cave in, so...
Yeah, like I said, straight in the tropes, but it gets you where you have to go, and we have to get there. So I'm all good with it.
And Mariner hates it, of course.
Yeah,
everybody else seems kind of fine with it.
Yeah, she's pretty anti-cave.
Yeah.
But it's a good setup. It's a good setup.
But they find this moss, which gets kicked by
She's
Mariner.
not there for, in fairness, so is intentional.
Yeah, and it lights up. And it reacted to your little tantrum. It's not a tantrum. And I love Rutherford's like grid thing, looking for like hidden openings or passageways. That was kind of neat too. So get to see more of what his implant can do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I do also in second watch realize that if she hadn't have kicked the moss, it wouldn't have started. It's like, hey, why Iota? There's a causal link here, unless of course the moss is actually the aliens. There's a certain nebulousness at the end. It's like, is it all an alien planet? In which case, this would have been moot. Not sure.
Yeah. And Tendi starts out by saying, it's okay that we're kind of trapped in here for a while. Remember that time on our first mission? And it's like, that's not a cave story. She gets cut off instantly. But yeah, they come up with a plan to boost the comm signals by using gammonite. But they find trigammonite, and they're like, "How'd you learn about that?" So we go right into the first story.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lack of padding, while also all feeling extra. So it's a funny old thing that. But it's a good sense of concern with the moss. In second watch, actually, you realize how quick the pace is of the danger. It escalates really quickly to lead into the stories, so that's good. And I thought this first time, but I thought even more second time. I didn't know what the episode was about, obviously. So when there's a camera zooming in on Tendi saying, "I remember the time," you're going into that classic flashback trope, but then they undo that trope by not doing it. Then, I don't know why she's bringing up this story. It works at the end, but why does she think that story is useful here? Because they were never at risk in the
because they're reunited. They don't know they're at risk here necessarily,
well,
and they're reunited for the
hours.
They say they're reunited for the first time, and now they're trapped together. And she's like, "That's not so bad." That's what she's saying.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, first story, same planet, and I like seeing this guy again. He should be in more. Although I do think
Lieutenant Lieutenant Levy. He's actually outranks
Hmm.
Boimler. So
Well, he must have been lieutenant in his other appearances because they say for a decade.
yeah.
And he has also got a hand light, which I commented on a little bit later, or a little bit earlier.
Hmm.
I like him. It's good to give him a full episode. I imagine the actors like, so I got a cameo in a Trek show. You're gonna get 3 pages of dialogue. What? Oh my god! All of a sudden, getting this real part. No, he's good. I do wish they pushed the joke further though, because it goes into the real plot of him and the aliens. But I kind of wish they'd played on that. Because I think it's a fun, what would their brains come up with?
Yeah. I love how he also says, I didn't read the mission briefing because I like to beam down, make my own conclusions based on what I see.
I mean,
It's like, mission briefings are important, guy.
yeah, but I know what
Unless
you're
you're a
saying.
conspiracy guy. Yeah.
Very in character.
Um, yeah, and then he goes on to talk about the Vendorians and they're shapeshifters. Trust me, they're here.
And did you remember they were called that, so you know instantly where I was going, or did you have to
No.
be? Neither did I. Good.
Once I saw them, I'm like, oh, okay, that's who it is.
Yeah.
I can't do that with alien names. There's way too many in Star Trek. There's
Yep.
the odd one, which obviously sticks out, but
Yep. Absolutely. Glad I'm not alone in that.
um, yeah. And then they find an abandoned thing, a three-wheeler.
Yes, they do.
Partial iconic, or not iconic shielding, ionic shielding, and it's got a little bit of charge. We can get out of here, but there's only one seat. So Levy blows it up,
Yes, he does.
and you're thinking, oh, what the conspiracy guy, of course. But he's actually right in this case, which is interesting.
Yeah, this I thought played really well both times. Because everything so far this episode is a twist on a twist, little twist. And second time, like, of course this is fake. Like the first time it feels odd, but you're living the scenario. Now, like, of course it's fake. What is who is the? It's not Starfleet. It's some random thing. Yeah, like it's so random in a good way. And Bourne was a bit dumb for thinking it happens to be left by unknown people. I like it.
But we find out that Levy is a outside the box math genius, but he gets
Don't remember hearing that.
yeah, it might be some kind of outside of the box math genius. But you ever wonder why you've been stuck at lieutenant or the same rank for a decade? Because of your wild theories. Wolf 359 was a tragedy. Q exists. Picard isn't some hologram, and the Voyager EMH is. And the only person that benefits from us being stuck in this cave is everyone. We don't have to deal with you. It's like, ooh, a little harsh.
Yeah, it is harsh factor 5. Or 10, or it's very harsh actually.
But Boimler's under a little bit of stress and has been putting up with listening to this guy for a while, so.
I mean, yes. But you gotta wonder.
But he's also a superior officer that he's yelling at.
That is very Boimler, you're right. That is. But I mean, you can't just say fake things all the time, right? Like there's got to be some element of truth to something he says, otherwise it'd be even more obnoxious and confusing and whatever. Of course, this one happens to be true, maybe. Although I still, having watched the episode, I don't know if you agree, Stuart. There's like a 5% vibe of, is this just like the not timeless, not parallels, the future imperfect? There's a little bit of, is it double bullshit at the end? You know, like the kid was actually, like, always think it was a Romulan plot, but it's not, because that's like the last 5-second twist. There's something about this episode that gives me that 5-second twist. Where's that last twist? Do you know what I mean?
Well, we kind of got that with the Vendorians showing up again at the end.
But it feels fake in a small way.
The cave moths.
It's weird. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they find out that it was in fact a morality test.
Yeah.
See. So Levy's proven correct. Like it's like, ugh.
He's surprised, as he should be. And these are great alien design. They're really simple, but they're really striking.
Yes.
And they were in season 1. One of them pretends to be a boy and then an Andorian and then flies out the window. So clearly we knew Mike likes alien creatures from the animated series, but hero treatment, and another shapeshifter, which is very useful.
Yep. But they get thrown into a pit, and Lovey's like, they're going to tie us together face to face, and then they're going to hatch young ones out of our chests, and we have to look each other in the eyes. You know of our mating rituals? Oh, he's a big fan of yours.
Well, not a fan, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Most find us preachy and unsettling. Tell us how you have such knowledge. And he talks about the couple of subspace forums that he's on where like-minded people make up. I mean, we share information. Yeah, it's great.
It's very entertaining, this bit. It's a really solid payoff to this.
Yeah.
Because, I kind of wish they went, again, I mean, everything tends to be a bit further, but, you know, how much do they really get right in the grand scheme? Because most things come from a nugget of truth. That's kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
But if he thinks he knows 9 things and 1 is true, 2 is true, then that's not a nugget of truth. That's just his shotgun approaching. So I'd like to have had a bit more exposition to see what else could have been true. Small thing, obviously. Just I liked where it was going potentially.
Well, I love that they mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, what do you think on that? Would you like a bit more of a list of bullshit and then?
Maybe scattergun approach, maybe, but. I do like that it's mentioned how they falsified the information that going to warp speed damages subspace. And then they're like, we're impressed with, the knowledge is artfully mixed between real and fictional. But we did not, as you put it, do the Klingon Civil War, which Levy disagrees with, but...
Because he knows better. He was right about most of it.
Yeah.
No, it's a really endearing sequence, actually. Both for the silliness of it. Yeah, I buy it. This is really fun. It's just if it wasn't in a cave, it'd be better.
And I didn't realize how much the cave thing was affecting me until at the very end when they're on the Cerritos again. Everything just looks so much brighter. I don't know. It seemed crisper too. It seemed like more high definition footage. It was kind of strange in that way. I don't know if anybody else experienced that, but. I certainly did. But yeah, it's like, oh, now enemies have become friends. So
they're not evil. They want to help. They're good guys. Maybe. No, I like this plot. It's fun. Like I said, better if it wasn't in a cave. Push it a little bit further as well, comedy-wise. But it's... I like Boardman as like, yes, I've learned a lesson not to yell at you. You're still wrong about a lot of stuff, but I mean... it's just,
yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
But then it fades to the present time, and he's like, that's how they taught me how to use Gamma Knight to boost the signal. So...
You traitorous bastard. You hung out with other... Because he he goes to holodeck with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Scandalous, Stuart. Do you feel betrayed like they do? Because, I mean... Oof.
I would, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You're only allowed to have me as friend. Yeah, Stuart, you can have me as a friend. Any other friends I feel just betrayed. It's like,
Help me. Anyway.
No, it was a good first story.
Yeah. And again, Tendi tries to tell her story, but gets cut off by Mariner.
It's not a cave story. Why would you tell it?
Yep. And then for some reason, the moss spits out a skeleton of an animal.
Yep.
Dumb moss. Such a waste of bones.
Yep.
But.
Okay. Don't know what I was trying to be, but okay.
So they found the Gamma Knight, but they need to find a way to separate it from the rocks. And it's like, take off your pants. Oh, you didn't even hesitate on that one. We're roommates. Could have just been my jacket, but...
And that I laughed more funny. Second time round, because that's a very effective use of a visual gag to tell you how close they've become.
Yeah.
Which we assumed, but, as a little data point along the way, which is in a similar vein when Tendi and Rutherford at the start show their really in syncness with the tech stuff. That helps to explain why they always connected well, because it's an obscenely silly non-guess, and yet it's perfect. Like, they're obviously on the same page, right? So
yeah.
Good use of storytelling for that.
So they ask Rutherford how he knows how to do this. When I was with Dr. Tiana and our baby in a cave, and even I was like, first time, what? Makes more sense now after seeing it because it's not really their baby, but
Just,
yeah.
yes,
And it wasn't that long ago either. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Pretty big deal. I think I'd be mentioning that when I got back from that mission after. I don't know. Hello?
Hello.
You froze for a minute, so I didn't know if you're back.
I have returned. You have returned. We have returned. No, is it like they're roommates, and you're not going to mention that you got pregnant, had a baby, all in the space of one mission? No, it's and it sounded funner than the episode was. The story was. Again, I think the cave didn't help, and Tiana is a strange character to include in any situation. You know, she's an oddity. But other reactions, I do like the alien a lot. The clone vibe, the blood color. Like I think
she looks like Galaxia from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, but yeah. But I think this is actually a good invention to the Trek universe. A race that's so sort of chill about life and death that they can just clone themselves in anything and make that's a really interesting concept. The way they died was interesting. Just good invention. Although them two as a pairing beaming down seems like an odd. This one felt a bit more forced.
Well,
like let's just throw people together. Way. A bit more random.
Yeah. Yeah. It was to get a successful plant to cure Billups, though. That's why Billups wasn't going down. Because usually the chief engineer would go down, apparently. Kind of what's implied. But, yeah. He had the... And they needed these plants to get the cure. It's the only plant that they can use for the cure, for what he had.
Doesn't really matter. I forgot about that instantly, honestly.
Yeah, I know. And then we hear about the Graphlix. And don't worry, there haven't been anything here for generations. What is it? And this is just out of Deep Blue, the movie Deep Blue, where Samuel Jackson is talking about the sharks and how we're not going to be. And sure enough, same framing, out of the thing, the shark grabs him and like slams him down.
And it is slightly brutal. When you watch it a second time, you're like, oh, we're going to...
It even whips her against the rock. I thought it was like going to bite her in half, but no. So...
Well, that's what implied what kills... well... No, it's the
well, yeah, because she falls and gets stabbed by a stalagmite or stalagmite. I forget which ones go down, which ones go up. But anyway.
Yes. And again, second watch, I had a lot more sympathy for this scene because she's plucking the leaves off his babies.
Yeah.
Like, they don't... I wish there was a hint that that's what they were doing, because...
No, my thought is that there's the leaves in the pond, but the baby has that as, like, camouflage. So it's not taking them off other babies. It's just...
But that would equate to why such a dramatic attack. Like, if that's what they're implying, it's a dark scene, right? Versus if it was just, like you say, if it was just camouflage... whereas if it's just camouflage, then it's not quite as harsh. I kind of like the drama version. Because it makes it kind of, be careful of what you're doing, because anything could be anything, right?
Yeah. But she's dying, and she transfers her consciousness through dermal contact. Or not her consciousness, but her everything.
Clone Katra.
Yeah. To which we get an instantly pregnant Rutherford, and then the other lady just turns to dust.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
So they transfer their consciousness into a protein mass that grows into like an instant baby.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of time, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. 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 But Stuart also realized we never had the poll I made.
You made a poll. I didn't even notice you made a poll.
Oh, yeah.
Who was your favorite of the main four? Mariner, Boimler, Tendi, or Rutherford?
Interesting.
It is rather interesting.
Vote now. Hi, Squadron. Yeah, vote now and join us for our drunk girls tomorrow with special guests. Way. BS very pregnant, and then so begins. It's sort of interesting and sort of not. Sequences.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped paying attention the second time, honestly, on this. It's very by the numbers.
But it's
So,
montagey because they go explore the different things and then come back and do an X.
yep. Like it's logical, but I wouldn't say it's super entertaining.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
And I think if you like Tiana a lot, then to see her swap from being the gruff to like something is nice. But like she's a person, people like people. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's okay.
But then
But
the
yes, then the ending's excellent.
yeah, the thing comes back and it confronts them. And Rutherford's messing with the tricorder. She's like, "Would you stop using the tricorder?" He's like, "No." But he turns on the translation matrix and uses the grunts and sounds that this thing was making to. And it's like, "Oh, I was just protecting my baby. I see you have. I've been observing you, and you are good parents." Kind of cute.
No, it's really nice, and I mean very Trek trope in the best possible way. You know, life that we don't know. It also shows how goddamn important a translator is.
Yeah.
And it also answers, gives you more questions of how many other races that we've found in Trek that feel like sort of monsters, quote unquote, could you communicate with? That would have probably changed the whole episode, right? Probably quite an important question. But no, it's nice. I like the voice actor they picked as well. I thought that he was a good shout. And just a very Trek scene. Well, I don't know how Rutherford can promise to never ever interrupt any of you ever again, but he's a lieutenant, doesn't know what he's saying. He's too peppy.
Yeah. I love how it ends too. Does that mean I'm your favorite engineer now? Shut up. Shut the hell up. That was kind of funny. It's very Dr. Tiana.
Yeah, I laughed out loud both times at that. Cause I don't like swearing in Trek, but I like bleep swearing in Trek because it means you get the point of it while not actually hurting it. It's a very odd distinction in my head, but it's totally how my brain works. Although it's like, she does like an engineer. Oh wait, no, it's security. No, I'm wrong. That's
security.
He's yellow, you're right.
Yeah.
But there you go.
But
So
Mariner's all in a huff, saying, "Dude, you had a fully had a kid and didn't tell us." Yeah.
Is it really his kid though? Really?
Well, yeah.
It was a clone baby. Which he makes a point. It's like, well, didn't think it was that important because it wasn't really my baby. My baby. Yeah.
And again, Tandy gets shut down from telling her story.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Tandy. But the thing is closing in on them, and Mariner takes over, takes combat apart, and starts realigning microcircuitry, apparently, even though she just shoves the thing into a pile of it. I know. But the way these stories are going, you probably learned that from somebody on Delta Shift. Maybe. What?
And that I thought was a bit odd. Why would he jump to Delta Shift?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's okay.
The people we like the least.
True. Kind of wish, just a bit more organic transition. It's almost as if we we just got to get to the next thing. Don't waste seconds here.
Yeah, I love too when after they crash, she's surprised that the comms are working, so she's like, "Fuck you, Dave."
Yep, that is some middle fingering in.
The signal ends up.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, in the middle, the signal starts to break up, so it actually is affecting their communications. So, out of range, they say.
And this one, I is the most creative, I think, because they use the entire space, which at this point you recognise is the same space, but it kind of has a big broad feel. It's good to see her be a team leader properly and be respected by the people who used to be the same ranks. It's a good sentimental for that regard.
Yeah.
And yes, like I said, the stairway, you definitely sort of get the TNG vibe of this. But boy, the leg gag is graphic.
Yeah. When they're like,
Proper
"You should come do
graphic.
this, you're younger than us," I'm like, "You should probably set that bone first." I was thinking in my head. And sure enough, it healed incorrectly and then fell off. That was a little extreme, but that's okay.
It was very extreme, Stuart. Like, it was entertaining, but it was horrible.
Yeah, I love the effect too. Whenever they moved, you got that like streaks off them, and yeah, it was really well done.
It maintained that cheaper clip show running out of money feel, but it was very effective to make them old. And you kind of heard the slight audio tweaks to make them sound more like this, and with Mariner for the may lower their voice like this, and also like how the first version, she looks more like her mum, because of course
Yeah,
you look more like your parents than anyone else when you get old. I feel like the mum
yeah,
has a grey streak somewhere, so I kind of like that obvious parallel, which was nice.
yeah. The saddest thing though was finding out that Delta shifters they don't feel. I've met the captain like 5 times. I barely see Ransom, and you guys got promoted. Everybody just ignores us. It's kind of sad, but yeah. So you did learn something about Delta shift as well, which is great.
It's almost like they live in a ghost ship, because yeah, if almost everyone's asleep, I mean the command crew are pretty important people. If they're always asleep, I mean, what I like about these sort of shows, and Prodigy did it as well, you take a silly situation that's interesting, which this is, and you throw a deep character beat or revelation beat, and this is absolutely one of those, because I've never considered that idea of how are you meant to make a real name for yourself if the people in charge don't even know you, because often promotion is based on intuition of I think this officer I know is ready for the next step. I don't know if you would judge someone the same way if it was just numbers on a spreadsheet. Oh, technically they deserve a promotion if you'd want to meet them and know them. So I appreciate all the resentment that you certainly got in season 1, and then again last season with the mask style story they had. No, it's good. It was a good way of doing it, and it makes a 10-meter walk literally deadly.
Yeah.
And poor kid, because he's the solution. He's young, so he can go further. And like I said, the bonus shit is horrific, and I'm just maybe uncomfortable both times to watch it, I'll be honest. And then it falls off. Oh god, it's just
same. But the other guy is smart and went to the other source and de-aged down, and it's like all good. So they drag him out, they de-age, and he's like, "Can you go get my leg?" Oh, I'm sick of being old. We'll just have the doctor grow you a new one, which is kind of funny. But yeah, even at the end when they're about to leave, he's like, "Can you just go get my leg just in case? That'd be awesome." 43 likes, guys. I want 7 more likes to get to 50. So if you haven't hit like yet, hit the like button. and stuff. You know the routine, guys. Hit the like button.
And give this guy no painkillers or whatever. Real brave guy.
But it ends with a Delta shift chant,
which actually feels kind of dirty. In like a that's how effective they made Lower Decks feel, and this is in essence her arch nemesis on the ship, right?
Yeah.
But it's also good. Like it's that fun dichotomy of it feels dodgy because that's what we've seen for the whole season, but also this is the build-up moment of yes, we're catharsis, and in fact, probably a better way, more progressive way. Not last week, but the Ferengi episode, we talked about how Mariner was retreading steps about causing a fight to prove that she's rebellious, to cause trouble, to get demoted. And that felt like it was important character pushing forward that she can't do away team missions the same way again, but it felt retready. This is a better use of the character journey because now she's showing she can organically, realistically, elegantly, through words and not punching them, push past grudges and childish ways of looking at things and form relationships. That's how showing she's progressing. So that's actually really important in that way, while being more moving forward. Well, it kind of showed how they could have actually put a shuttle in another episode, another one of the sub bits, because it feels like a new set. You know what I mean? Like the Galileo 7 episode, right? It's cool because you get to see the shuttle. They could have done more with the shuttles in the concept of the piece. Small thing, obviously, just would have been cool. And then we cut back, and boy, they are in real trouble. And I love the escalation here,
Not only are they in trouble, but they're all arguing with each other.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be happy to get back to the Cerritos, which is sad because they were excited to start this mission to all be together again.
Yeah.
So
it's a real bad day. They're all gonna die. They're not even friends anymore. That's no fun.
But before this cave eats them, he wants to hear the Green One's story.
Yep.
Anyway.
Sentient cave. How Star Trek.
Yeah. So we had a flashback to her first day aboard the Cerritos after the rage virus, the celebrations where we tuned out. We got the credits. We didn't see this part. But yeah, anyway, they all get drunk because Mariner changes out the synthahol for real alcohol.
Yep.
Because, that's always fun.
I mean, you know, might as well.
Yeah.
But certainly, I do wish they had played into the chance to go more full on here. Like this is the pilot in essence, you know, learning new things. I think conceptually it's a good idea, but I don't feel like I learned anything new about their relationship. I just couldn't help but feel that they were written like season 5 then.
They were.
Mariner and Boimler, like, because I think Tendi arrived new, but Boimler's newish. They all felt entirely like their modern selves, and that was weird.
If you want to go back and watch the first episode again to get more context.
Yeah, because I didn't think Mariner and Boimler were as close. Because I thought that was at the end. Like he didn't like her direction of duty, and she pushes him because she should be Tradich. But in these scenes, they're fully friends. There's no disconnect. She's his hand there was the real disconnect here. I felt like, which would have been cool to experience more and see the journey of like they weren't quite friends yet or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess you have to go in terms of, you know, cheap episode means cheap as a, you know, turbolift. I guess you got to keep up the cheap fields. That's I guess why they did that. I guess.
Yeah, I do like the whole. We can't come. We'll get you as soon as we can. 2 hours later.
Yes.
3 hours later. 4 hours later.
Yes.
And then dramatic rescue. I'm here to save you. Whoa.
Yeah, in theory it works, but it's not that interesting still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess just to highlight their friendship, but as you said, I mean, it's not written like they just met. But this is maybe what made them bond. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like I just want to see more disconnect between Boimler and Mariner because they were very not proper at the start. It felt like because that was the whole point of episode 1 that he thought she was up to no good, so he followed her. You know, all that dodgy stuff, right? That was the point. Or he should have condemned her swapping out alcohol because that's a very Mariner thing to do. But then he's just for it. I guess they're drunk at that point, but you could have played into that. But I did like knowing that Rutherford and Tendi are so in the zone because we've seen that this season. But now with, you know, seeing that you know from day one they found an insane connection was actually that was good. It just would have been nice if we'd had even a gentle retcon of you know seeing the Mariner and Boimler interact and like have a something. And if you really want to be very clever, you could have like had a mention of something that leads into the next 2 episodes. You know, oh, this reminds me of being on Tarkus 4. What happened then? Oh, we got attacked by this sort of ship. Okay, cool. And they go to Tarkus 4 next week. You know, you could have whatever. Yeah. Why did they just climb out? Like, what would you stay in a turbolift for 9 hours? I guess they're all drunk, but
yeah, you're drunk and you it won't be long. I think Billups said, and yeah, it just.
But I feel like 3 hours in, I would try and leave.
Well, at that point, you're drunk and hungover and tired, so just lay there. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, back in the. Back in the ooze. They real oozed.
And they're all laughing, and oh, that's a great memory. Sorry I stopped you from telling it, Tendi.
Oh, yeah. Mariner stabbed Boimler's leg of the batleth in episode 1.
Yeah.
So he just got stabbed by her, and they're super chummy.
But the Moss is like, I've eaten many outsiders in this cave, but I've never made a friend. Can we be friends? Oh. Well, yeah, we're here to study you. Take all the skins you like, as long as you continue to tell stories. Anyway. But yeah, and Tendi basically says we can be friends with Levy and do all this other stuff and hang out with Delta Shift, and we will still all be friends regardless of what happens. And then we hear about another story that we don't get to see, of where they ran into different versions of themselves in a sentient cave.
Yep.
Which sounds really interesting. And I'm not. My brain wasn't sure if it was actually an episode or not, and that's why they didn't show it, because that would be kind of cool. But I don't think it is. I don't think it is an actual episode. But again, I could be wrong. I feel like it's referring to something that we should know, or something that we're never going to see. It's one of those fun things, right?
Sounded fun though.
It did.
No, it was a nice ending, and you wait for rescue, and then all of a sudden, double mega twist. The whole thing was actually another twist ploy morality tale by the same aliens from the earlier.
Yeah, the Vendorians.
But they're a bit of a funny too, so they don't feel the need to help and let them out, even though they pass the test.
Yeah. No, let's just let them enjoy this moment a little longer, because they're all having fun. They've all reestablished their friendship. The morality play is complete.
God, very useful, aren't they? They cause life-threatening situations just to bring people together. It's so nice of them, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
It's a very straightforward episode. There's not very many layers to it.
With like 3 or 4 different stories. It's surprising, actually.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's the episode.
Yeah, the overarching importance was their friendship, and how as long as they're all together, they'll all be friends. It's fine.
Just like Kirk, he'll never die unless he's alone. Oh, he became alone. Well, shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, solid. And I like my thumbnail choices this week with the 4 of them together.
I do too. That the high five one was great. Yeah.
But it does leave me wondering, of course, what's going to happen in the big plot. Hopefully we'll get a giant 2-parter, like, of a level we've never seen before. I'm kind of assuming we're going to get a part 1 that's actually a separate story will end with this main story, and then only have 1 part at the end, because I feel I'm going to be let down, because the last few have let me down for that plot line. But we'll see.
it'll be a true 2-parter. I really do. I think it's going to be a big thing. Yeah, but speaking of, I should probably mention this now. I'm going to be away next week.
Yes.
So there won't be a first reaction hangout on Thursday night, and there won't be a review or anything on Friday. We'll do them early in the.
Do something, because it'd be weird.
Might do a first reaction, yeah.
But well, it depends how epic it is, right? Like if stuff appears and stuff is cool. And
I'm just saying, the regular stuff will be back the following week. We'll hit the review and breakdown live and stuff early in the week, and then we'll of course be back at the end of the week for the finale.
Oh, as you had joked, boy, if they just released them 1 a week, next week would have been this episode, which would have been a less to talk about episode, which would have been great. But no, Mike, you had to release 2 at the same time. But to tell our audience, why are you leaving us? Why are you abandoning Team Trekyards?
Going to LA. Going to be doing a few things. Going to be hanging out with Aaron Waldke, seeing Doug Drexler, also going to Universal Studios, seeing Matt Boardman, and also going to Disney, Galaxy's Edge. So I will be filming footage while I'm there for a Captain's Log when I get back about the trip, and I might do a live from Galaxy's Edge or something while we're there. So just so you guys are aware, that'll be on Thursday that we're at Galaxy's Edge.
So you could be live and go and talk to Stormtroopers.
Yes.
You can go talk to Rey, Han Solo. God, can you go find Mandalorians? I've reviewed you every week. You're live, Mando!
Maybe.
How would, because of they have to stay in character, how would Rey react to being live on the internet? Like, in character. Well,
just watch stuff on YouTube. She does it all the time.
Well,
memory recording devices.
But what is the internet in Star Wars? There is no internet in Star Wars, right? There's a data network.
No, I forget what they say. They have it all covered. I just forget. You can go and watch anything from Galaxy's Edge. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about it. So, yeah.
I'm jealous, excited, and good luck.
Yeah, well, me and Sylvia, so it should be a fun time. So,
I know me. That's even better.
well, yeah, absolutely. It'll actually be fun this time.
Wow. Yeah.
It is my second contact with LA, though. Been there once before with you.
Oh.
My second contact in LA, so that's why on the very same day, the Cerritos XL Eagle Moss model review will be released the same day. So, and I'm in California class. I tied it all together in a nice bow. Even though I'm not here on the Foley Captain Foley personal channel and Trekyards, you'll see the same review. So check it out. You get it earlier. You get it a day earlier on the Captain Foley channel if you're interested. But I added it to the Trekyards Eagle Moss playlist because it has to be there. So, yeah.
I like it. So now,
second contact.
So now is the time, Stuart, for our audience to help us with Super Chat review, scores, and thoughts. We at least another $20 minimum, guys.
Yeah.
Very much. So, non-Super Chat scores as well. We'd love to know your opinion on score. Is it a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Is it a Donny 10? Which is like a normal person's 4? I don't know. I think it's 10. Let us know right now and your just general review, thoughts, scores. That's part of why we do these live shows, to get your opinions. That is important. So, Stuart, now you may take it away. And what do you think now in closing? And has this discussion changed your thoughts at all, reviewing it scene by scene? What do you think? Give me your thoughts.
I don't think it's changed my mind, actually. It's really fun to see the interaction between the friends and to establish their friendship, and the fact that they do things outside of that as well. Things we don't see, as I pointed out to Samuel. All of the missions except for the last story all happened since they got promoted, which was early this season. So they do a lot of stuff as a Starfleet ship, and we don't always get to see it. So it's kind of cool. But more Levy was great. I keep wanting to call him Levi, but his name's Levy. And Dr. Tiana, like, there's some good stuff here, and I love all the kind of tropes that they cover with the cave stuff. And then again, to see animated aliens back from the animated series, fantastic. Learn more about them, flesh out other things, and that's what you do. You use the universe, you use the canon, and you build on it. You don't create new stuff all the time necessarily. It's not always the best idea. So I think Mike McMahon has a good handle on that, and I appreciate it. So yeah, it shows that Mariner's at least developing somewhat. She led an away team, and she was a pretty good leader. She even said at one point, I'm the team leader. Get back there with the young ones. I'll take care of this. So got some good Mariner development. Boimler was just kind of rude to Levy.
It's kind of the opposite development, actually, in a sense, that he's no longer blinded by rank to call bullshit, which actually is development for him.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't feel like it. It actually kind of is.
We find out that Rutherford would be a good dad. So, and he used the tricorder for translation. Love that. That was a nice little touch as well. So there's lots of little things in here that are really kind of fun. Score-wise, though, oh my God, I hate score time. I really do. I do not like scoring these things. Give it a 7.7. For all of Lower Decks, ooh, 7.4. Again, it's one of those things. They're not bad. Any of them. Any of the Lower Decks are fantastic. So it's hard to really kind of.
But can I point out, there's only one episode this season that's got a 9, and it was just by you.
Okay.
I've not given a 9 this season yet.
Okay. But
Yes, I
doesn't
have.
mean anything.
Lies. Okay, sorry. I have. We've both given 1 9 this season. I'm just saying
Okay.
other seasons we would give 9s. And 9 point.
Yeah.
The fact they've not got into that 9 territory is a little bit sad, because 9 is like lower decks gold. Quite a few 8s,
I think we're judging them more harshly though, because they're so like when lower decks shines, it really shines, and these have been glittery. But there's been nothing really stand out, or there are missed opportunities a lot of times that we point out, things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not going to get higher than that for me. So,
yeah, it's another very, very solid episode. This is probably a good binge season where you can put on the background and not have to worry too much, because there's a lot of small notes, but there is no season arc. Let's be honest. But there's little bits everywhere. Okay, so those are your scores. Any super chat scores you want to read out, Stuart, that you have seen?
no super chat scores yet.
Well,
no
guys,
super chat.
Since
Olivia's joke.
2-0. Help us out.
Yeah, another 20, a couple 5s would be great. I want to read some super chat scores.
That's true. So,
I'm looking at you guys.
my final thoughts.
What are your final thoughts?
Did like it more second time, because I could appreciate what I was trying to do more.
Okay.
I like clever limitations, which is we want to spend $7,000 on set pieces this week, and that's it. Right. Huh. But they did a good job. They created, each one was an interesting story, none of which reached its full potential, but that is a hard thing to do anyway, right? That by definition is difficult. Everyone got something, a bit of growth, but even if Tendy's growth was past growth, but it still counts. We got important side characters. They get almost no time normally. Tiana is normally absent from everything, so even though I don't love her as a character, she got time. That's important. The alternate team, again, they got time. That is important. Builds the crew feel even more. Conspiracy guy, really, really good. That's one of the silliest, funniest lines of season 1 is, all 359 is an inside job. But that just is a ridiculously big, funny, silly, like, it just works as a gag. Script-wise, it's good. But certainly having one set does diminish the episode a lot. I think probably in TNG, with all of the facial acting, you don't think about the set so much. Whereas here, it's all flat, it's all animated. Like it loses something in translation because it does just feel like the same set. Really does feel like a boring place to be. It really does bring it down. Versus, I never really thought TNG, wow, they're in a cave again. I thought, oh, cool, they're in a cave. Maybe if I watched 10 in a row, I'd feel it, but, whatever. I guess that's it. I mean, what else really? There's, everything's kind of surface level.
Yeah.
With, but the animated series Aliens are that's what I think brings that and the time scenario, because that's just a good idea. A good idea is a good idea is a good idea. But the fact they brought the aliens from animated series to be the main antagonist, ostensibly, I mean, you'd think that ups their danger level drastically in the Star Trek franchise. The fact that they can perfectly replicate rocks and not be scanned, because I believe they were scanning in both situations and not be detected. The fact that they play games of people's lives in, as Boyman said, not even close to their space, right? This is so they travel for months or years to get to this planet to do this test on people. Like, what the hell, right? That's why it seems so ridiculous, because of course, I think they did, which instantly takes it from this culture who we know nothing about to, really? What else are they doing? And I certainly kind of hope that they come back and they double retcon the fact that the TNG warp, the Voyager warp, the TNG warp problem is actually them doing for some grander reason. Would be a really funny retcon, I think.
It would be.
Silly, but funny. Yeah.
Watch this. The mystery ship is the Vendorians, and it's a morality test for all the races.
I mean,
Alpha Quadrant.
That's not the worst idea.
It kind of is, though.
Well, I mean, it's not amazing, fine, but it's it reminds me of a Doctor Who episode where they introduced the thing that was the solution to the problem. The episode before it was a problem, and it's like, but you. That's not a good setup.
This is super clever because they released the Vendorians way back in the 70s. So that would be like, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, no,
Except for the refresher, the reminder right before. No.
Yeah, no, it works better, obviously, but it's still a weird one to do. But there's certainly something to be said there. Score-wise, God, I mean, it's not average, but it feels average Lower Decks. And certainly, I remember when we went to episode 1, or the first 2, we asked everybody, and unanimously people said this will be the best season. It is not remotely the best season. Not even close to the best season. This is an average season, which is a shame, right? I'm looking at the scores; they are all good, but Lower Decks can do better. I'm certainly not excited about this season. I mean, I have 2 left, so I'm done. Like that's it. The journey has happened, right? The last 2 is its own little thing. Like the season's happened. It's not their best season by an absolute mile. I mean, season 1 probably might be the best because it's just big, but then less cannons in it. Yeah, everything's different, right? Will be interesting to see. Be very interesting retrospective. Score wise. I mean, this season is now a low-scoring season, right? So this season is actually better than a lot of the season because it's not a very good season. You know what I mean? Like those scores have all now changed a bit. I think overall Lower Decks I'll start with. I think, I'll give a 7.7 for overall Lower Decks. There's still some good writing here, but it's definitely in the sevens. This season, though, I mean, you know, I'll do 7.7 on that as well. I'll match you. I think that's probably a fair. It's not the 8, but it's better than a lot of the episodes I'm looking at the scores for. Like that beat. Yeah, it's a strange season. What do you guys think? It is a strange season. What do you guys think?
Well, I think Billy Grisick listened and put in a super chat, so thank you. $5. This was a strong 8. Disappointed we didn't get more mystery ship. Did you mention all caves has smooth floors or flat floors? Yeah.
It's a good joke.
It is. It is, absolutely. But yeah, also we have 50 likes, which is awesome. But if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button now. Let's try to see how high we can get.
And Devereaux says the last season could be the last. Every last season could be your last. No one's owed a season renewal, and they got 2 twice. They've been one of the luckiest shows in television in terms of like instant renewals. Just saying, no one's owed a renewal.
Yeah. And Squadra Course, $2. Have a great trip. Hope Sam's films are going well.
Trying to. Always things.
Indeed.
Yeah, support that Patreon too, guys, if you want. Trek Shorts, Patreon. Way. Many cool things. You get access to the Discord, which actually has genuine sneak peeks, which are fun to be able to tell people about, because,
Nice.
You just hold on to things like, spoilers. It's like, look, oh my god, etc. Okay, non-super chat scores, then, we get $10 more, guys. 10, that's our number. That's our closing number. So, non-super chat scores are as follows. Species, 9. Favourite of the 8 so far. Okay. Bill, 8. Hypno, 8. Billy, 8. Stanley, 7 to 8. Eric, 8. Trilobite, 8. Chris, no. Aussie 9.1, his man was at 9.4, so that's one of the bigger margins between the two of them. Chris 8.2, Matthew 9, best of the season. Okay. Devereaux 8, JB 8, Captain Jack 8, Donnie 9. Donnie hates it.
Oh my god.
He always gives a 10. I'm shook to the core. Wow, that was always unanimous 8s. Has it ever happened before? Almost all one score. I don't know if it has. Wow.
I don't think so.
We were both near 8. We were close, but I don't. There are more 8s. Like, I feel like I know an 8.
Yeah.
But I'm getting this poll as well. 54 votes. Who is your favourite of the main 4 characters? There's been a swing since I last asked. The winner now is Tendy at 35%. Mariner, not far behind at 30%. Boimler, 22%. And Paul Rutherford at 13%, which is like 6 votes. Sorry, Rutherford.
Tandy only won because of her pheromones, whether she wants to admit it or not. Just saying.
I mean, she is adorable.
She is. Well, yes, that's another review, guys.
And remind us, Stuart, what's the plan for tomorrow in terms of when we're starting and how extreme are we going to be?
It'll be awesome. We got guest people coming in to chat with us. We've got just a lot of excitement on board. It'll be fun, and it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can make it, please do. It should be an all-afternoon extravaganza. So best to tune in early, get us sloshed right away, and then watch the fun commence.
And it is one of those things, guys, that if the energy is great, we might go longer. It's up in the air. We've got an idea, but if the guests are having fun, everyone's going really great, who knows? So if you want to, have fun with us, then come along.
Exactly.
But it's going to be nice. We're going to talk about Trekyards, because one of the few times is actually about us, which is quite nice. We get to sort of embrace and talk about what we do here, and that's quite nice.
Might show some stuff from previous seasons of Trekyards or years. We'll see. It'll be a fun time.
We've done a couple of years now at this point.
Yeah, next year will be a decade.
Oy.
That'll be a special one.
Yeah, that should be a year celebration of Trekyards.
I told Sam yesterday we should do a 10-hour drunk or celebration next year for 10 years of Trekyards. Yeah.
10-hour wolf. Oof. Although if you did it 12 hours. No, we're only 5 hours, but okay, because I was thinking we could meet the same time zone. Start at 5, end at 5, my 5 and your. But that's only 5 hours, it wouldn't quite work. Anyway. But yeah, everyone join us tomorrow, guys. It will be a lot of fun for sure. And if you guys got a Trek Shorts poster in the last 2 years, keep an eye out for the post.
There's things coming. That's awesome.
My bank balance tells me it is. Did you know post expensive, Stuart?
Yeah, I know.
Post real expensive. Freaking hell.
And Squadra Course, $2. Anyone up for some last super chat sniping? Oh, he started a snipe war. So Squadra Course has the last super chat slot. I don't know if anybody else wants it, but there you go. Squadra Course called you guys out.
Don't know how we do that, Matthew. It'd be hard to do.
Can we act like our older selves?
Although in fairness, if we did get our old cameras out, have you still got your old camera? Your old webcam?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they do look worse. You can in theory record one like that. Although I feel like we'd have to. I feel like we'd have to record one in January with one haircut, and then record part 2 6 months later, different hair.
Maybe.
So you know what you'd have to do?
Yeah, I'd have to.
Do the angle. Actually, you know what? Because I couldn't do it here. I have to do it downstairs. Because we still have the wall, the brown wall. I could go back and film the first set. Because I can't change this, right? This is too elaborate. I can't undo it all just to be the first pictures again. Which I have got a few left of, but
yeah,
that'd be funny. Just make ourselves look shittier. Oh, and you say again. And what do there's something I did early on. Just be less natural. There you go. Be less good.
That's good. We've come a long way, that's for sure.
Although we could always put on our shitty TNG costumes. It's look. We're trying as hard as we can. As good as we can get at the time. Yeah. Anyway, guys, tune in for us this weekend, of course, pre-recorded. But do jump in and see us properly tomorrow. Seriously, guys, you don't want to miss it. Tune in and say, hey!
That's exactly right.
Yes.
So until then, he's Commander Cockings.
He is Captain Foley.
And Matthew DeFreitas throws in with $2. 9 out of 10. Because good Season 1 banter was back.
Yeah, that was good banter in Season 1. Yeah. That's okay.
So Squadron Course lost the snipe war thanks to Matthew DeFreitas. As we were closing out.
That's a very last minute snipe. That's like waiting for the... It's like the gavel is coming down on... Unsold. No sold. It's that sort of thing.
So...
Yes!
Until next time, which is
time.
Tomorrow.
He
is Commander Cockings.
He is Captain Foley. I'm Connor Cockings.
He is. And I'm Captain Foley.
He is.
What? And we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys. Oh, scored a course $1. He wins. Yay. Bye, guys.